you nonchalant like you don't miss a nigga. Oh, you acting funny, you must be chillin' with a different nigga. Told me you was loyal, wasn't nothing like them other bitches. Told you I was different, did you recognize the difference? Ain't no leaving me, you say you lost your faith, you don't believe in me. Believe in me, I'll kill you if you go, bitch, ain't no leaving me. Believe in me, I will beat your ass, bitch, ain't no leaving me. Believe me, I'll choke you out, you try to leave me.
Want me to fucking break up with you? Is this really like really bad? Like more important than like making this relationship fucking better like we're supposed to the past fucking year?
I miss, shit ain't been the same, bitch, you got me feeling sick. I've been feeling strange, bitch, I miss you like shit. I promise you I changed, baby, just come back to the kid. Oh, you still acting funny? Well, fuck you then, bitch. You be on that weird shit, always in your feelings. That's why we in that place we in, you always in your feelings. Don't be tripping when I flip it, and I get to acting ignorant. To your sisters, to chill it, and mind their fucking business. Wait. So, bitch, you think you just gon' leave me without no consequences or repercussions? On my mama, bitch, I'll break your jaw, bitch, I'll give you a concussion. Stop playing with me, bitch. We in this shit for life, it ain't no leaving me. We argue, fuss, and fight, but it ain't no leaving me. Bitch, I put this on my life, it ain't no leaving me. Before you leave, I take your life, bitch, it ain't no leaving me. How you love me, but you tryna cut. Telling my business to your friends gon' get you fucked up. Pointing your fingers all in my face gon' get you fucked up. Not answering the phone when I call, gon' get you fucked up. You keep playing with me, bitch, and I'm gon' choke you up. And if your brother wants some smoke, then I'ma smoke your breath. Got some by your house like I'm outside for we get violent. Blowing up your mama like mama, we having problems. Damn. Blowing up your mama like mama, we having problems.
Pull up in the driveway to see all of my shit packed. Bounce out tripping like bitch, you better put my shit back.
I'm tired of fucking yelling them. I'm supposed to be changing for you, and you're not fucking doing anything to help me change or help change this relationship.
You wanna go somewhere?
No, I want to fuck you back to your house and hang out with you like we're supposed to.
I wanna go home.
Why?
Parents fight, cats fight.
Who gives a shit? You don't care.
I don't care.
No, you don't.
We in this shit for life, it ain't no leaving me. We argue, fuss, and fight, but it ain't no leaving me. Bitch, I put this on my life, it ain't no leaving me. Before you leave, I take your life, bitch, it ain't no leaving me. Ain't no leaving me, you say you lost your faith, you don't believe in me. Believe in me, I'll kill you if you go, bitch, ain't no leaving me. Believe in me, I will beat your ass, bitch, ain't no leaving me. Believe me, I'll choke you out, you try to leave me.
All right, and we are back. We are in a different location this time, okay? Y'all gonna hear this washer and dryer in the background, okay? It's a little hot here in Michigan, okay? It is 80-something degrees, and baby, I don't do really good with heat. I am a hot-blooded individual. I love the cold, so we're in a different background. So if you hear the background or something go off, an alarm or something, just know it's the washer and dryer. I'm glad because now this echo is not out of control. It's something more tolerable. I just had to switch some things up. Thank you for bearing with me, okay? I know there were some people who probably watched it maybe and was like, oh, do not touch my anointed and do my prophet no harm, girl, but I'm back. So how'd that work out for you, okay? Again, we got to be smart before we jump into the live because I kind of went off a little bit in the beginning, but copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. All the videos, songs, images, and graphics used in this live belong to their respective owners, and I in this channel does not claim any right over them. Okay, that's so much better. Now, I know everybody's talking about the whole Diddy situation. I felt like I didn't want to share my commentary because a lot of people were already sharing their commentaries about it. Other people who I consider to be on a higher level or plane than me. So I'm like, okay, let them go ahead and deal with that. But this whole Diddy situation has opened up a door in reference to how society, or the minds of society, the mindset of a lot of people in society view the situation. It tells a lot about them. Like this situation in reference to Diddy, and I am guessing more to come because, you know, the cat's out the bag now, baby. I told y'all, there's a form, a choice. Either you can choose reconciliation or you can choose the egoic way, which is gonna whoop your ass in the end. And all these powerful men, especially men in positions of power, are starting to be exposed. Okay? But because of the situation with Diddy, instead of it being focused on the horrible things that he has done with his money, his power and privilege, not just in the realm of domestic violence, but also violence against his artist in reference to intimidation tactics, in reference to shelving your projects. We've seen how Diddy has acted during making the ban, how intense that situation was for all these people to go through this rigorous amount of training, quote unquote training and grooming, to become superstars, only for their shit to get shelved. Okay, so we've seen a lot of pathology that has happened with Diddy, and I think instead of focusing on that and trying to find reconciliation, we're focused more so on Diddy's sexuality and who was fucking who and who was sucking who and who pastor and who fucking basketball player, and all this shit is doing, making it about that as opposed to the victims, who first of all were strong enough to be able to stand against their abuser, especially when their abuser is damn near a fucking billionaire. So what really inspired me to come on is the fact that when the video dropped on Friday, and again, I listened to a few Red Pill community podcasts, evangelical podcasts, just to keep my ears open, because again, I want to know what everybody else know. Okay? I got information. They say they have information. Let's really study to show ourselves approved to see if that's really the case. But when Friday happened, there was one podcast in particular that I was looking at. I was looking for, and it was Friday too, and they're known to have barbershop conversations. So I'm like, oh, they about to really dig off in this. I want to see what the explanation is going to be this time. Lo and behold, a live did happen where they used Diddy as far as the big elephant in the room to kind of just bypass the situation, which we will get into in a few, to talk about another situation which they are struggling to prove that it's happening more so to men than it is women. And yes, men go through domestic violence, but according to a lot of the Red Pill's pathology, women are weak, they're docile, they need help, they need a man in order to protect them. So how can you in one breath say that women are weak, docile, they need men to protect them, and if I lived in a city or town where all the women were law enforcement, it was nothing but just women and females, I would move because, you know, I don't feel safe, but then use arguments about domestic violence against men? It's only used to back your argument. You don't really care about that. And like I stated many times before in the past, that accountability is coming for everybody. Y'all please forgive me, I got these damn shoes on, and when I walk in the air, it sounds like I'm farting. I'm not farting. I got class. But accountability is coming for everybody. That's why I talk so much about loving yourself where you're at, because if you don't love yourself, the universe is going to rip away your veil of illusion and power and privilege, and now you're going to have to really find the power within yourself, but you're going to be fucked up because now you're really in the thick of it. and a lot of people don't survive the thick of it. And my commentary is to use this as a springboard, like my other commentaries are, to have bigger conversations that affect humanity. This is a humanity issue, but we don't like to focus on humanity, because if we focus on humanity, there's a possibility that we're going to be in there somewhere. So what we do is create labels of division and divide things up. And if we can't try to build reconciliation through a loving way, a way of humility, a way of accountability, okay? If we can't do it in that way, then we can do it in the other way, where everybody's going to be destroyed in the process. And we can't blame nobody but ourselves. Okay? Now, before we get into that, let me look at the comments real quick. Shout out to you, Queen Stevie, being in the building. Queen Stevie says, Black women experienced domestic violence at higher rates than any other race or ethnicity. The National Coalition Against Domestic Violence, NCADV, estimates that more than 40% of Black women have experienced 3 times more likely to die as a result of intimate partner abuse than white women. 41% of Black women experienced physical violence at the hands of their partner. Also, no Diddy homophobia, because I have seen that trending a lot. Yeah. That's the thing. That's why I say it shows the nature of where we as human beings unfortunately are. Because instead of trying to help these victims, encourage these victims to heal, and also give them the opportunity to experience justice for the things that was done to them, that's not important. We more so focus on, well, TD Jakes was there and being swallowed up. Was he swallowing up Diddy? Diddy had all this other shit around. There are more important things to focus on than the whole sexual aspect of it. And in this case, we're going to be talking about Diddy, Cassie, and domestic violence, because domestic violence isn't just happening in the upper echelon of society. It's happening from the top, middle, and at the fucking bottom. And there are a lot of people who are tired of dealing with motherfuckers who are trying to be like Diddy. See, a lot of individuals want to be like Diddy in reference to the fame, the fortune, the impact on the culture, but don't know how to bear the weight of responsibility that comes with that. So, what we're going to do, I'm gonna finish y'all comments, because we're gonna get into this little excerpt. They look at being gay as dangerous and wrong, but what they fail to realize is that they are the dangers to the Black community. Some straight Black men, and I know the red pill community of men with these podcasts have done a lot of gaslighting. But again, now it's time to be accountable, because the queer people have been accountable, or shall I say, Bubzdagawd's been accountable. I remember I was watching the Hodge twins, because I have supporters who send me things in my DMs all the time, where Hodge twins were talking about this trans woman who was charged with sex allegations against underage boys. And I would have thought that they would have been ringing the bells like, the queer community, see, this is what we're talking about. Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Meanwhile, I'm the one that got on my platform and covered that story and was like, wow, not the homosexual covering the story before y'all do, when this supports y'all narrative. And then we did a recent update to come to find out that one of the charges against her has been dropped, and they're starting to see about this other one. So Bubzdagawd has been accountable in reference to holding the queer community accountable when they do things. I'll be asking y'all to send me the information so that I can speak on it. But now Diddy has been caught in a lie, physically caught in a lie. And I was listening, waiting to hear the response. So with that being said, let's take a listen to the response. Let's take a listen to it. One moment. Here we go, y'all.
I appreciate each and every one of you. Tonight, before we start, I know there's a huge elephant in the world, in the digital world right now, digital media world. I got called today, and I was already sent the video. If you guys have already seen the video of Diddy and Cassie at the hotel, put a 1 in the chat. If you've seen the video of Diddy and Cassie, put a 1 in the chat. We can all be on the same page. And I spoke to one of my parishioners today. I got a call and she said, "You better hold that black son of a bitch accountable. You talk about everything else. You should have a show and hold Diddy accountable."
Yeah, she's right. Because I remember that you stated that, again, when you grew up in the 60s and 70s, you knew some of the old heads in the neighborhood, the elders in the neighborhood, that everybody, even the people who was doing the fucked up bad shit they wasn't supposed to be doing, respected. And that, again, if a domestic abuse situation was happening down the street and the woman that was getting her ass beat, like she was being beat by Ike and Joe Jackson, tag teaming her ass, comes knocking on the elder's door saying, "Help, help, I'm getting my ass beat." You know what they did, according to what you said? They got they shit together. They called the other individuals in the neighborhood, and they ended up going to that house where that domestic abuse situation was going on, and they all together collectively as a community held that man accountable. So if the old heads that y'all look up to, if the OGs that y'all give mad respect to, that y'all tailor yourselves after, if they are doing it and you're trying to keep hope and tradition alive, this is the opportune time to come together as black men and check that black man. But CTV said it, so it was eerily accurate. If it ain't involving these men personally themselves, when it comes down to other men, they are on code. They are on code. We know this to be true. When you go into the barbershop, there is an unspoken code that even queer people like myself can fucking feel. And we've heard a lot of people in the red pill community try to condone violence against women, even in the realms of biblically. Have y'all not forgetting Jay Non-Lethal's ass, who sat up here and argued for 5-6 hours about how Jesus flipping over the table inside the center is the equivalent of beating your wife into submission? How many lives have we heard of men saying it's okay to put your hand on your woman when she getting out of line, instead of putting your hands on a woman in reference to self-defense? Now, when it's self-defense, if a person coming at you with a knife or a gun or something that is an immediate, imminent threat to your physical body, physical person, yes, do what you need to do. But to hit a bitch, or like it said in the song in the beginning, "Ain't no leaving me, bitch. We gon' fuss and fight, but it ain't no leaving me. I'll break your jaw and give you a concussion, bitch, but it ain't no leaving me." So we're going to delve deeper on what it looks like for individuals who call themselves leaders, what their leading actually looks like. Because I'm the homosexual, you know, according to them, I'm the mentally ill one. I'm the one that needs to be in the psycho ward. So I'm watching y'all. I'm supposed to be looking at y'all. What role model energy are y'all giving to make me look at y'all and quote unquote change my sexual orientation? Because as it says here, or you see on the screen on the left, here are all the... Matter of fact, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
I saw the video, and I do believe that was man, that was tough. That was hard. That was hard to watch. I was an angry man and a woman, and yeah, he beat the shit out of her.
Sure did,
basically.
unfortunately.
And so I'm not going to uphold him in the wrong. I'm not going to be on Diddy's side. However, guys, you put what you think in the chat. I definitely want to hear what you guys think.
Listen to what he's about to say.
You know, Diddy has been exposed. But you know, I mean, I don't know what the young lady wanted me to say. First, I got a message, and the message said, "I don't give a fuck about what you think, what you thinking, what you got going on. Black Men Unfiltered Network always saying something.
That's
always
true.
got something to say.
Every day of
But
the
y'all
week,
don't
that's
hold me
true.
accountable." And I said, "Listen,
Listen.
what? To be honest with you, what goes on in the celebrity world goes on in the celebrity. Now we talk about."
Now look at the screen, y'all, if y'all are still here. On the left, here are screenshots from that particular platform. What is a man? What is a woman? What is femininity? What is masculinity? Emasculate the black man, the new frontier, the generational gap, you know. But when it comes down to Hollywood people, let me help you out real quick. When it comes down to Hollywood people and what goes on in the celeb world goes on in the celeb world, we just talk about it. We just giving commentary. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, if that's the case, then why do y'all be up in arms when Billy Porter does this? This is Hollywood stuff. This is higher echelon stuff. But see, when Billy Porter does this, then all of a sudden, it's the gay agenda. But that's Hollywood stuff, right? What about Lil Nas X? That's Hollywood stuff, right? But no, when that happens, it's the Hollywood is pushing the gay agenda on us, against us, all this stuff. What's going on, Harold? That's what it's about. That's what it's about. That's what y'all say it's about. It's affecting the kids. It's in the church now. It's finna fuck everything. Y'all thought crack fucked up black people. This dick in the booty shit finna have y'all niggas fucked all the way up. That's Hollywood pushing itself on you. Or you're saying that there is some remnants in Hollywood that are true in everyday life, and y'all argue that down and still struggle to really prove yourselves or what the fuck y'all talking about. But now, that we see a video of Diddy or one of the allegations by someone close to him being verified, and then now seeing things in the past that were hidden in plain sight. And this is a time for y'all to quote unquote be stoic for real and hold a nigga accountable. There is slack in the dialogue, because the thing is, that type of Diddy energy, that supremacist energy, that privileged energy, that exclusion energy that makes you feel like you are a god amongst men, that type of behavior, that type of ideology is what's actually going on in reality that is destroying the lives of people. Black men, unfortunately, not being able to really have emotional awareness and intelligence, because for years we have seen Diddy do things. Didn't he beat 2 or 3 charges against him to feel invincible? Didn't we see how Diddy treated everybody on Making the Band? Even the spoof that Dave Chappelle did about Diddy. I want y'all to go ahead and walk to what's name in New York and bring back some Cambodian breast milk. All that type of shit. How he's made other people feel uncomfortable. And this is the one thing that a lot of men want, or to be honest, a lot of human beings want. They want money, power, and respect. Even power and money over other people. Even to the point to where on that platform they had a live where they had Diddy face talking about the presumption of innocence in the age of social media. But now this man, we physically see what is happening now. And the right thing to do, the conscious thing to do, the aware thing to do is to say, you know what? Y'all are right. It's not personal. Y'all the ones that got up there and spoke how y'all spoke about black women, especially the whores. And now this situation happened with Diddy, and now there's slack in the conversation, because that woman who messaged that individual to say you need to have a live, I think what she meant was like, just like how y'all go live for 2, 3, 4, sometimes 5 hours dragging black women and calling black women hoes and all this shit and talking about how men need pussy and the hardest piece of pussy to give up is a piece of female pussy and all this shit. She was expecting y'all to do that same thing with the Diddy situation, especially the realm of domestic violence, because it isn't just domestic violence or physical violence that Diddy is facing. He's facing even more serious charges against him. And I want y'all to understand what is being destroyed is the toxic viewpoint of masculinity as well as femininity, the unhealed aspects of those energies. But let's continue further, shall we?
About it. I mean, Diddy beat our ass. Okay, I think it was very excessive. What he did to her. I think it was wrong. Yes, it was wrong.
Yeah.
Right. The problem that I have is that we don't, and I said this to the young lady on the phone. The problem that I have is that we don't have the same energy for men who suffer the same instances. Let me give you an example. In Mississippi, there was a guy and his wife. They got into an argument. The guy said, "Listen, I have to go to work. I don't want to argue." And so I'm going to leave.
Right.
She started putting her hands on him. He said, "Stop, I'm leaving."
Right.
I'm leaving.
Right.
He turned to go to his car. She got upset that he turned his back and avoided confrontation. She went, got the gun, and she shot him in the back of the head twice. Now, I didn't see any smoke for that. I didn't get any messages. I didn't get anything.
Right. But I think that was also the time for you to get on your live and talk about it, because again, you be the change that you want to see. And let's use that logic of you saying that. Let's bring the Cassie situation and that situation in. Okay, let's continue to also implement some of y'all talking points. Again, like I stated earlier, y'all are the ones that said women are weak, that women are docile, they need help, that y'all will beat the brakes off of a female, that y'all ain't got no problem with it. Ain't no female finna whoop your ass. That's what y'all saying to yourselves. Because we've seen videos, especially the one with that woman getting hit by the brick. I feel like some of y'all would have done that shit to her, especially if she would have hit y'all. In a sense, no shade, rightfully so, because no shade, when you put your hands on somebody else, don't get mad about how hard they hit you. And in that situation with that individual, hell yeah, her ass needs to be locked up. She unalived a man who was trying to walk away, who was trying to escape the situation. You're absolutely right about that. But at the same time, like I said, y'all argument about, oh, well, women are weak and all this stuff, it kind of harms y'all argument, and y'all only bring that up in reference to the conversation. And I ain't gonna say moving the goalpost. I'm just gonna say you adding context and nuance. My thing is, are y'all ready to explore the context and nuance that y'all are creating? Because the more that y'all speak ignorantly, the more y'all create more shit for yourself that you gotta try to figure out. And if we're going to play that game, let's do a comparison. Yes, unfortunately, there are men that are in domestic situations, but again, comparison, if we're going to play that game, there are no comparison to the amount of women who are being domestically abused. Especially black women, because did you not just read or listen to the statistic that I read earlier that Queen Stevie left? So it's kind of like a really moot point, especially when you don't do lives and you don't bring any of the men who have been in these situations, who are strong enough to tell their story. You don't invite them on your platform to be able to once again validate or strengthen the validation of your arguments that we are seeing have holes in them. But that's not all.
But it's just the same typical thing. You know, it has to be, you know, the women today have been losing so much in these worlds today. We have women who said women are better, then they go get with women, and then that was a disaster with B. Taylor and the Queen Maker.
Wow.
Then we hear women say white men are better, then they go to white men, and then in the news they show a white man that cut a black girl up on their first date, cut her up into pieces and spread her body parts all around the county. Then they said being alone, and then you show women who are dying, or you see Tia Mowry who is now wanting her husband back, or you see women that say single life is the best life, and you see them now fighting back for their husbands and wanting their husbands back. So they got to win today.
When you speak about them losing, they lost a lot more than what you're saying. Unfortunately, a lot of black women lost their lives to domestic abuse. Some have lost their physical attraction and beauty because now a nigga done fucked that up. You know, a lot of mental and emotional scarring that has happened to women. So women lost a lot. And my thing is, according to this, if you're going to play the game about who's winning, this is a big ass win for women. Another black man who has abused his power, keyword abused his power and his position to fuck up the lives of other people. And then y'all sit up here and say that, oh, we're protecting black women. And you're using the example, well, you know, well, black women went to women and then went to white men and they by themselves. Well, my thing is, if they're willing to do all these things and continue to try these things, then obviously there's something wrong with the other option, or the only option that they don't want, because y'all are not rising to the occasion. Maybe if y'all rose to the occasion, they wouldn't be with white men, they would be with your black ass. Maybe if you rose to the occasion and heal, maybe they wouldn't have to go after other women, they would be with your black male ass. Maybe if you developed mental and emotional awareness and intelligence, then maybe she won't be alone by her damn self. But at the same time, just because I'm alone or these other things are happening through your eyes, seem like it ain't working for me, I'd rather deal with this shit than deal with y'all, because obviously we can see what ain't working, which is why they going out to try and see what else is working. So what do you expect them to be, like the prodigal son and go out into the world and come back to you? Hell no. And if you haven't heard the song in the beginning of this live, again, go back to the beginning afterwards and listen to the song in the replay. That is a song that a lot of women have to unfortunately deal with men telling them, bitch, I will beat your ass, I will fuck you up, you're not leaving me. And it was kind of the same situation, because this individual is going to speak more about how, well, you keep going back and you staying with this individual and they giving you a certain type of lifestyle. Matter of fact, let's hear it out their mouth, not mine.
He needed this win, it was in a big way. And I think they were waiting on this, because as soon as it happened, my phone was blowing up.
Yes.
You, women.
Just like if some big queer person was going down, I'm pretty sure y'all will be tagging all the queer content creators, where y'all at, where y'all at. And my thing is, I welcome it. If we're going to play that game, let's play the game. I welcome it. Let's play the game. Because all this is doing is getting us to focus on the main thing, the human aspect of it. And I already told y'all that everybody about to be exposed. This ain't no shocking news to me. That's why I'm loving myself, baby. Because the only thing that's happening is that we're starting to really see or manifest When they say that Christ is coming back, Christ came back in reference to a mindset. I done taught y'all, I done showed y'all how to do this shit. Now I'm about to test y'all and see if y'all can do it. So now everybody's individual veil or whatever mask that you put on is being removed, and we're seeing you for who you really are. Do you love yourself to be able to move and heal from this situation? That's the question. And that's what's happening collectively. And again, money ain't gonna shield you. Power ain't gonna shield you. Privilege ain't gonna shield you. Titles and name and what you contribute to the society and the culture ain't gonna shield you, boo. Everybody is a human being, and they all gonna have their motherfucking days, and this is just Diddy's day. But then what happens that because of the things that Diddy did, and the public is taking this in, there are a lot of people in the fucking public who have went through the same situations as Cassie did with Diddy. And this is just one person that we know of.
You better hold it accountable. But I did say something. I did see something, and I'm going to say something. I did see when we start talking about Diddy, YouTube start talking about Diddy, the world start talking about Diddy, his music spiked 33%.
Yeah. Yeah.
More downloads of his music. Spotify.
There's going to be people who's going to always support him, just like they did R. Kelly. And that's not anything shocking, because even if we take it into the realm of death, when artists die, their music skyrockets too. So any form of attention, and to be honest, really bad attention, is very profitable. Because he does say something that does make a point. This world does have, unfortunately, a very negative, pessimistic viewpoint of fucking life. So there are some people like, I don't give a damn, I'm gonna make money off of this.
So on and so forth. He's being talked about. That means he's going to be paid off copyright infringement. A lot of people are going to copyright things, are going to use his music against him, all type of stuff. He's going to get paid.
And guess what? He gonna be paying motherfuckers out of whatever he get paid, baby. Because if Cassie alone was enough to do this, imagine what happens. Because again, with power and privilege, you push people and you silence their voice and you threaten them. A lot of y'all don't understand that because y'all not billionaires. So y'all don't know the level and power that this man has. Which we're gonna get into an article in a moment, to kind of share a little bit of the power that Diddy has.
Today, negative media is good media if you're trying to fill your pockets. Now, I will say, I'm going to bring the guys up, but I will say the video that we saw today was in 2016 when he beat the shit out of her. It was bad.
Yeah.
2016.
2016.
But in 2017, she was on the yacht with a $300,000 purse. 2018, she was in the club with him, kissing and jumping on his back and having a good time. 2019, she was spotted in Spain, shopping in Spain by herself on Diddy's plane and spent a lot of money. 2020, and then when she left Diddy, she found another guy and got married and said, you know what? You don't have that lifestyle Diddy had. So let me bring up what he did in 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, get a settlement so we can have something to fall back on.
Wow. Okay, let's read this article real quick, because again, I guess people don't understand Diddy or whatever. This is from complex.com, and it reads, Cassie alleges Diddy engineered Kid Cudi's car explosion after he found out they had a brief relationship. Okay, this is going to be kind of lengthy a little bit. Cassie has filed an explosive sexual assault lawsuit against her ex-boyfriend, Sean Diddy Combs. According to legal documents obtained by the New York Times, the R&B singer, real name Cassandra Venture, has accused the hip-hop mogul of repeatedly abusing her throughout the course of a decade. The complaint, filed Thursday in federal district court in Manhattan, paints Diddy as a jealous and violent man who used his high-profile status to control various aspects of Cassie's life. The two reportedly met in 2005 when the plaintiff was only 19. Cassie signed with Diddy's Bad Boy imprint shortly after and had an on-again, off-again relationship with the label boss for several years. Again, an on and off-again relationship. 2016, 2017, she got the bag. 2018, she on a yacht. Yeah, on and off. Just like a lot of niggas over there on that platform. Unfortunately, I have one in particular, girl. No shade. He's always working out, but not working out, girl, who got issues with his own situation. So again, people are on and off and on and off. The fuck? One of the allegations stemmed from a 2012 incident involving Kid Cudi, legal name Scott. I don't know his last name, I messed that up. According to the Times, Diddy became extremely upset after learning Cassie had a brief relationship with the day and night artist. So much that he threatened to blow up Cudi's car. He allegedly wanted to ensure that Kid Cudi was home with his friends when it happened and potentially engineered exactly that. Around that time, Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway, the suit read. Rumors of the incident began circulating online in late 2012. However, the reports were never confirmed by the involved party, and come to find out recently that Kid Cudi did in fact and indeed affirm that happened. Okay? A spokesperson from Cudi's corroborated Cassie's statement, account in a statement to the NYT, saying this is all true. Seeing the relevant portion of the harrowing lawsuit, which is available in full here, let's read a little bit of it here. It says Miss Ventura tries to escape Mr. Combs' abuse. This is from the actual document, lawsuit document. Anytime she tried to create distance between her and Mr. Combs, he used his networks to find her and convince her to return to his abuse. On multiple occasions, Mr. Combs sent his employees to lure Miss Ventura back. In 2011, during a rough patch in Mr. Combs and Mrs. Ventura's relationship, Miss Ventura had a brief relationship with musician Kid Cudi. When Mr. Combs returned from a trip, he demanded another FO or freak off of Miss Ventura. She acquiesced. During this freak off, Mr. Combs found Miss Ventura's phone and found emails between her and Kid Cudi. Mr. Combs became enraged and proceeded to place a manual corkscrew against his fingers and lunged at Miss Ventura. Miss Ventura ran away to stay at Kid Cudi's home to escape Mr. Combs' wrath. Soon thereafter, one of Mr. Combs' staff members told Miss Ventura that he needed to just talk to Mr. Combs, even though Mr. Combs was enraged. Feeling like she could not escape Mr. Combs and his network of enforcers, again, billions of dollars, Miss Ventura returned to Mr. Combs. He hit her several times and then kicked her in the back as she tried to run out the door. She went to her parents' home in Connecticut, where her mother took pictures of the bruises Mr. Combs had left on Miss Ventura's body. In February 2012, during Paris Fashion Week, Mr. Combs told Miss Ventura that he was going to blow up Kid Cudi's car and that he wanted to ensure that Kid Cudi was home with his friends, when it happened. Around that time, Kid Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. Miss Ventura was terrified as she began to fully comprehend what Mr. Combs was both willing and able to do to those he believed had slighted him. Cassie also accused Diddy of forcing her to have sex with male prostitutes as he masturbated and filmed the encounters, which he referred to as freak-offs. She admitted to accepting drugs during these instances as they allowed her to dissociate from the horrific experience. Cassie claimed that some of the freak-offs took place in different cities, which qualified her as a sex trafficking survivor. Quote, "After years of silence and darkness, I am finally ready to tell my story and to speak up on behalf of myself and for the benefit of other women who face violence and abuse in their relationships," end quote, Cassie said in a statement to the Times. The singer, who is now married to fitness trainer Alex Fine, also accused Diddy of physically assaulting her multiple times each year. She claimed that in 2009, Diddy had reportedly kicked her in the face after she was seen talking to another talent agent. About 7 years later, an intoxicated Diddy allegedly gave Cassie a black eye while they were staying at a Los Angeles hotel. The plaintiff said she tried to leave after the alleged attack, but Diddy followed her into the hallway and threw a glass case at her. According to the suit, hotel surveillance footage captured the incident, but Diddy allegedly paid the hotel $50,000 for the video. So I take it this is the video that we all saw. Cassie said she had made several attempts to go to her parents and escape the abuse, but Diddy allegedly used his team to lure her back in. She also claimed that Diddy's employees played a role in concealing his behavior and keeping Cassie silenced, as they threatened to suppress her music if she did not comply with Diddy's demands. Cassie's attorney, Douglas Wigdor, told The Times that Diddy became aware of the lawsuit before it was filed Thursday. Diddy allegedly tried to stop the move by offering Cassie 8 figures. She rejected his efforts, Wigdor said. The plaintiff is seeking unspecified damages. Diddy's lawyer, Ben Brafman, said his client vehemently denies these offensive and outrageous allegations. Quote, for the past 6 months, Mr. Combs has been subjected to Ms. Ventura's persistent demand of $30 million under the threat of writing a damaging book about their relationship, which was unequivocally rejected as blatant blackmail, he said in a statement to Complex. Despite withdrawing her initial threat, Ms. Ventura has now resorted to filing a lawsuit riddled with baseless and outrageous lies, aiming to tarnish Mr. Combs' reputation and seek a payday. Well, we see how the fuck that shit went. So I wanted to make sure of that, because as we see going forward, he is going to share again where you chose to be with him. You chose to be with him. In the realm of Diddy and Cassie, first of all, this ain't no regular schmegler ass nigga as far as money is concerned. This nigga has networks. If you have not seen the documentary on Tubi about Diddy, I would suggest that you please take time out to go watch that. When you have that much money, it be niggas out here who won't even touch that in 20 lifetimes. It be niggas out here that get $5,000, $10,000 and they walk around acting like they Diddy, trying to control motherfuckers and bitch, I'll pay you to do this shit and whoop-de-whoop-de-woo. He has networks. And this isn't the first time that Cassie shared this. Cassie has shared this again in the past before. You had Aubrey, I think her name is Aubrey O'Day from Danity Kane, who is speaking out against Diddy. You have Jaguar Wright, even though she be throwing names out there nowadays, unless you just know everything finna fall. But the stuff that she said about Diddy has started to come out. And if I'm not mistaken, she's not on the FBI's most wanted list. If I'm not mistaken, that could be a lie from what I saw, but I don't know. I ain't really checking that, so ignorantly speaking on that part. But this speaks again to a bigger issue of domestic violence against women. And since that is a platform that is all about supposedly love and family and God and all this other type of stuff, this is another evil thing that is happening in the world, that no shade is happening more so than queerness could ever happen to the world. And meanwhile, y'all are not really saying anything. You're not having deeper conversations about this. Y'all are not speaking up about the injustices that are happening to black women, because if you were, almost the majority of your platform, or for people who believe the same thought process as y'all do about this, a lot of y'all platforms would be now null and void. There's a whole video again of what happened to Cassie in 2016. But yet they have the privilege to say, well, you know, what goes on in the celeb world goes on in the celeb world. Okay, then, so if we're going to use that type of logic, so if the queer shit happening in the celeb world, let that shit happen in the celeb world. Oh, but you got kids out here now confused and wearing dresses and shit like that. Oh, well, now I guess you got kids out here beating everybody's ass at a young motherfucking age, learning this Diddy R. Kelly shit right now at a young age. So I guess the whole world fucked up. I guess if we gonna look into everybody's blind spots, let's look at everybody's blind spots then. But Bubzdagawd did his part about holding the queer community accountable from what I've seen. Now again, if y'all have stuff that I have not seen that y'all think I need to pay attention to that holds the queer community accountable, again, send it to me because I'm really growing in my objectivity. I'm just saying I'm gonna need for y'all to give that back too. Let's continue.
That's just my thoughts. Guys, what do you think in the comments? Let's go to the comments for a second. Almanai says, you can't hold someone accountable. You can address the wrong and hope the person takes action to correct, which is them taking accountability.
What happens when you have to be accountable multiple times, though? I can understand the first time you ain't know. We done found your ass accountable. We done made you aware of what you're we need to be accountable of. You said that you understand, you got it, you cool, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Then move on. This is not the first time. There's been multiple instances of this happening. That is the thing. That is the issue. It's a lot of saying I'm sorry, which we're going to get into in a few, of Diddy's apology. But there has to be an action behind all that. And not an action of trying to save self, because I understand self-preservation is what's kicking in. But if you are truly genuinely being accountable and you're walking in the name of love that Diddy legally changed his name to, which is really an insult to me. Okay, girl.
Lena S says, he knew what she was getting into, but couldn't take it any longer. Now, Lena, thank you for saying that. Now, I will say this as well. She chose the lifestyle over her safety.
Did we not just read about Complex and in the legal document on how she was afraid because this nigga had connections, that there were times where she did try to go away and leave this nigga, and this nigga had motherfuckers following her around talking about Diddy want you back, only for her to go back and to deal with the abuse some more. Because now again, when you're a narcissist, you don't get to fuck with my emotions and it's just, I'm gonna let you be okay with it. No, I'm gonna have to whoop your ass for showing out like that. So even if she wanted to fucking leave, she really couldn't fucking leave. Even when she was trying to move on and date somebody else, this motherfucker ended up blowing up his goddamn car. And we've heard countless stories that are growing, unfortunately, every day of motherfuckers killing their partners because if I can't have you.
Because if that happened in 2016, I guarantee you it happened in 2015.
Hell yeah. Yes.
Right? 2017,
yes.
18. But you stayed and kept getting your ass beat, getting those $300,000 purses and $1 bracelets.
Yeah, because y'all's platform teaches, first of all, that in order for you to be a real man, you have to have money, you have to have power, you have to have respect, and then get mad at the women who also subscribe to that and do what they do in order to get some of that money because they can't get it on their own because they're not a man. They're not gonna be able to get it like y'all supposed to get it. And then y'all get mad at gold diggers and all this other type of shit if you're looking at it in that way. Well, y'all opened yourselves up for that, because at this point you using the money and the power as a bargaining chip, and she just using her pussy as a bargaining chip, and y'all just bargaining together. But in the situation with Cassie though, Cassie was trying to make her dreams come true, and she got under this man at a very young age who fucked her life up. And again, at that time, who was gonna stand against a titan who is a billionaire? Have we forgotten about Harvey Weinstein? Have we forgotten about Jeffrey Epstein? Have we forgotten about these individuals that have all this money, power, and privilege to where if they really wanted to, they can make some shit disappear? So, I mean, what would have happened if Cassie would have took her own fucking life? What would have been the commentary then? Oh, she was fucked up. She didn't know what she didn't know what she had. He had all that money, all that shit. You gonna take your life out? Wow. I'm gonna get to y'all comments in a minute.
Yacht trips with your homegirls. All girls trips on Diddy's yachts.
Girl, Diddy on the yacht
You
too.
stayed there.
This nigga is all in the front of your music video. You the goddamn back. You are the background dancer in your own music video when Diddy come on. So I gotta believe Diddy ass is somewhere nearby. If he ain't on the boat, he know what the fuck going on in the boat. He know who the hell on that boat to be able to keep his ass updated about what's going on in that girl's trip. Just like how y'all niggas wish y'all had the money to make sure y'all have surveillance on y'all wives' girl trip. Damn, if you can't even trust her to go out on your own, who the fuck did you marry?
For the money. So you chose the money and the lifestyle over your safety. Thank you, Lena. Milani says she should have made a video herself.
If she would have made the video herself, y'all niggas would probably been saying the same stuff y'all have always been saying. Again, she trying to get money. It's a money grab. It's a cash grab and all this shit. If you are an influential person that your money is your lifeline, if you fucking hurt me and I have a chance to get reconciliation, yes, nigga, I want to be paid for my damages. And $30 million probably ain't gonna be a damn enough to remove the mental and emotional scars that she gonna have to work through. Also possibly being blackballed in Hollywood and the music industry and just the entertainment industry in general. Because again, even though Diddy has this big network of friends and everything, everybody for the most part are very radio silent except for a few who are standing in Diddy's corner, because if Diddy falls, their asses are gonna fall too. But the connections and the powerful people got their mouth closed. Ashton Kutcher got his mouth shut. So many artists have their mouth shut about this situation. And then the video comes out. Now, had I just got up here and was just talking about the Diddy situation alone, I would get a whole bunch of views. But at the same time, it's a lot of women out there getting Diddy the fuck out. Just like how y'all sit up here and say no Diddy in reference to homosexuality, we gonna fuck around and say no Diddy in reference to domestic violence. Because again, if y'all want to play the game, we can play the game. Two wrongs don't make a right. Well, first of all, I'm glad that you admitted that you were wrong first. And secondly, if we're gonna play that game, it's about how you look at it. A negative times a negative is a what? Oh, all right, okay. So let me look at some of y'all comments real quick before we get into Diddy's piss po ass apology. Just like how a lot of niggas be, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done this, I was disgusted and all that stuff. Girl, you sorry you got caught. Because again, to Weston Name's point, you was getting your ass beat 2016, 17, 18, 19. You wasn't learning then. There was no ego death then. Oh, you finna get... I'm getting ahead of myself. Hold on, let me see. Queen Stevie says, nowadays, women and queer people, we're fighting back. We're not taking it, and that's on period. Okay, please protect yourself, my brothers and sisters in the queer community, because Pride Month is coming up, and these hate groups are getting out of control, and they're gearing up. That is definitely true. Y'all better make sure y'all are good in the motherfucking hood. She also says, I'm seeing some black men calling Diddy out, and I love it because they know that it's not right at all. They have moms, they have daughters. Exactly, and that's what I want more black men to do. And I think that's what that woman wanted, I'm gonna say the platform girl, wanted BMU to do. When they hit BMU up on that Friday morning, blowing his shit up, they were expecting him to be like the other black men who really have emotional awareness and intelligence for real, to be able to call this man out. But again, when your platform low-key is built unconsciously on this toxic masculine viewpoint that even Diddy subscribes to. Toxic means I can't be checked, I can't be approached, I am beyond reproach. Bitch, do you know who I am? I'm this and I'm that and I'm that and I'm this and I'm exempt from all this shit. Wow. T.S. Madison said it best. They want to push the white man out of the seat and be in the seat, or make their own piss po ass version of the seat. The same po piss ass version of the seat, the Timu version of the seat. And don't forget, they want close proximity to whiteness, even though they'll never have full access to it. And that close proximity to whiteness, that shit's falling too. It's about who you are as an individual and as a person, and your own individual power. Because when they spoke about a new heaven and a new earth, that also means a new heaven and a new earth in reference to your own personal life. And just like in the Bible, Christ descended into hell before he ascended into heaven, it's the same spiritual thing that's going on with all human beings. And in this particular moment, this is going to be what Diddy is going through. Let me look and see y'all comments. Hold on. Heroes. Oh yeah, that was Hero said, yeah. Hero says moving the goalpost in the context of using one domestic violence against a man to justify black men putting their hands on black women in general. In their mind, that shit is a badge of honor. Wow. And again, I mean, when we look at what we've seen in the past with conversations in reference to how married men are supposed to handle their married wives, okay, in reference to putting their hands on them, maybe not like how BMU said to this extent, because it was excessive, but if it's a little slap, a little push, a little shut up bitch, watch what you're doing, that's okay. And any form of that is wrong. Again, I feel like the only way some sort of violence against somebody else should be used is only in the realm of self-defense. And in that video, we saw Cassie running out and Diddy almost butt booty ass naked, you know, beside a towel, literally dragging her back, putting her on the ground and proceeding to stomp her like he was fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin. Diddy wasn't running. Diddy wasn't, oh my gosh, she's got a gun, gonna put it in the back of my head and shoot me. Even though some people will probably prefer that, which is sad but understandable. It was the other way around, to where he was beating her ass. So trying to use a domestic violence case about one thing as opposed to the greater thing that is happening, and in context with Cassie, Cassie was not the one that was putting her hands on Diddy. Now, had this been some what's love got to do with it, I'ma whoop your ass, we gonna be just fucking each other up in the limo, bitch, then okay, that's different. If Diddy was also walking around with a bruised nose and a black eye and bloody and all this shit, and they both checking into the hotel, yeah, we checking in the room, so-and-so, both fucked up, okay, wow. At least she fighting a nigga. But she's the one being abused. She's the one that is getting fucked up. And even when she leaves, this nigga said again, put that song on real quick. Maybe you need to hear a little excerpt of the song real quick. Give me 1 second. Again, by Lil Blood. Hold on. Maybe you need to hear a little bit of the song real quick. Hold on. Let me get toward the end. Listen.
Ain't no leaving me, you say you lost your faith, you don't believe in me. Believe in me, I'll kill you if you go, bitch, ain't no leaving me. Believe in me, I will beat your ass, bitch, ain't no leaving me. Believe me, I'll choke you out, you try to leave me.
Ain't no leaving me. Ain't no leaving me, bitch. Yo, we fight and we argue and shit, but ain't no leaving me. All right. Let me see. Queen Stevie says, also, Puffy's former assistant said the video didn't surprise them and they never seen him being abusive towards Cassie. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening, because obviously we saw what the fuck happened in the video. Abuse doesn't have a time, it doesn't have a date, it just happens. And when you create shit and you control shit and that's your motherfucking world, and ain't nobody anybody who is smart enough would never ever tell you no. You can do what you want. Again, when you look and watch that documentary on Tubi about Diddy, there was a clip where Diddy was literally throwing shit up in the air and shit. I get what I want, whatever I want. Saw a video and shit, a goddamn Diddy walking up in all people goddamn recording booths, studio while they recording shit, putting the camera in their face, all this shit for entertainment. To show my power and my flex. Come on, y'all. Diddy was dancing in other motherfuckers' videos, girl. It was Diddy featuring this motherfucker. He's a very extravagant, grand person. But he's starting to understand the power of no now. And the Los Angeles Department DA is saying that they aren't able to charge him due to the video timing. I don't care what the time was, he did this, and by all means necessary, he needs to be held accountable. Well, that's the thing, like, this is just not the one thing that he's dealing with. He also has charges against him in reference to sex trafficking, and now the government's involved. And you know the one thing about the government, girl, they'll check your booty hole and your mama's pussy. Do you understand me? They're very thorough. But then again, I mean, I'm not surprised with the system, because they say the same thing about reparations. Oh, we can't give you reparations, it's been so far. But yet your third stomach is growing in because you still eating off of the shit that was owed to my ancestors centuries ago. Queen Stevie also says, this also made me think about Quavo and Shawty, the way he shoved her. Some of these straight black male rappers are able to use their power and privilege, and that it is a very dangerous thing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, unfortunately. Hip-hop has always been homophobic and misogynistic and dangerous to women and queer people. Ron says, good day, y'all. I feel that it was a manifestation of a highly disturbed man that was able to gain so much power that made him into a monster. Yeah, that's what happens when you don't have emotional awareness and intelligence. That's what happens when you don't know how to keep yourself accountable. That's what happens when you have just yes men around you who are afraid to stand up to you. But there are many kings. Your expression of how you view your kinghood in your own life is different. There are mad kings like the king in motherfucking Game of Thrones, bitch. Who this is just mine. You're just living here, it's mine. And then there are kings who are true leaders, if you ask me, who, yes, they first of all understand the weight and bear the responsibility of all that has to be when it comes to this great immense power, but also realize I am gonna need help in the ways that I wield this power, so let me also have counsel around me to make sure that I can be the best and fairest and most just king that I can. But like you said, especially for niggas, when you don't come from nothing or come from a little bit, and now you've tapped into this frequency of abundance, because again, Diddy is not no millionaire. He's close to a billionaire. I can only fathom that having $1 billion will make motherfuckers feel like they a god. That bitch, I can do anything. To the point to where, bitch, I'll be the god of y'all worlds. Let your ass not dance right, bitch, you out the group. Let your ass have a horse day, bitch, you out the group. Bitch, sit up there and tell me that your ass is tired from dancing when you know damn well that you training with Lorianne Gibson and you boom cat the fuck out. You better figure it the fuck out, cause there's a bunch of other bitches outside that will love your damn part. And a lot of niggas want to tap into that power. And they tap into just a little bit. They don't even get the whole thing like Diddy did. They'll tap into a little bit of power and be destructive as fuck. And it's also the responsibility and the accountability of the goddamn community too, because we'll sit up here and we'll make excuses for this shit as opposed to doing like we used to do back in the 60s and 70s, let some niggas tell it, and have the whole community hold a motherfucker accountable. But too many motherfuckers would rather be liked and affirmed by Diddy and get money from him as opposed to be like, bro, what you doing is wrong, objectively wrong. I ain't talking about subjective, oh, it's my personal opinion. I don't like that you do freak offs. I don't like that you do this shit. You accountable for your own life. But as far as you fucking up somebody else's life and trying to control their life and the lives of other people, that's where we get it fucked up at, bruh. And I keep telling y'all that y'all better love yourselves for real. I'm gonna keep saying this until I die. Love yourself, because where we're going to energetically, baby, if you don't have no self-love, if you don't have an anchor within your soul, you are going to be torn the fuck apart. And Diddy learning that. And a lot of niggas that are at the bottom level or the everyday schmeggler level are getting nervous now. Because that way to fortune and fame obviously is crumbling. So now you're being forced or pushed to do the one thing that you're afraid to do, to heal your own shit. And maybe the reason why all these other people are quote unquote repulsed according to certain people's perspective, oh, we got women going to women now, and you got women going to white men, and you got women saying they gonna be single and shit. They wouldn't have gotten to that place if it wasn't for a reason. And a lot of you niggas don't want to be accountable for the reason, but want to be treated like a king, and that's the real reason. Y'all want full-time benefits, 401, and all the shit that come with full-time work, but put in part-time or goddamn Lawn Street, shitty-ass hours. Harold said, oh, that ninja's a sociopath. Queen Stevie says, exactly, Ron. He's effed up so many artists' music careers. And it's so many men who have power and money, from T.D. Jakes to Tyler Perry to Harvey. Yep. An estimated 29.1% of African-American females are victimized by intimate partner violence, physical assault, or stalking in their lifetime. Cassie shared that. I think so. And when the raid on his home happened, the tape was recovered. He did say he paid $50,000 to have that bitch removed. And my thing is, I can only imagine what we're going to see. Okay? Queen Stevie also says, it even makes me think about how he treated Kim Porter behind the scene. I wonder. Aubrey, when she came out and so many others spoke out about him, I believed it right from the beginning. Okay, she also says, I don't follow Jaguar. To me, she reminds me of the crazy lady sitting on the park bench screaming that the sky is yellow when it's actually blue. Now, no shade. I do think that there are some things with Jaguar, right, that she needs to deal with personally. I think she still needs to deal and heal the grieving and loss of her son. The fact with this hyper visibility now, because I feel like she believes she has a responsibility now to continue to tell the truth. In reference to Diddy, what she has been saying thus far is starting to appear and come out that it's true. At the same time, all these other names that she's throwing out, I need to see evidence, because I'm remaining objective as I possibly can. Once we start seeing things that are again objectively there, then we can move forward. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, hey, a broken clock can be right twice a day. So I guess in the case of Diddy, her ass is right, and allegedly she wants Jay-Z next. So I don't know what the fuck this shit finna happen. Another part of me feels like this is just going on, girl, because it's something bigger that's happening to humanity that we need to be focusing on, but we about to be distracted with this shit. So if we're gonna be distracted with this shit, let's at least find the God in the distraction, so that when the shit hits the fan, girl, we learned something from this. But you know, shout out to Jaguar, right? Ron says, yo, maybe that's it. If Jaguar is in the criminal list, maybe she negotiated with the police to give them info on someone to minimize her jail sentence, hence why no one has found their way to get her, since she has not been hunted down yet. She's the police. Interesting. That could be the case. I don't know, because again, if Kid Cudi can date Cassie and his shit get blown up in his driveway, like, bitch, what you gonna do? I was saying to myself, I'm surprised anybody murked her ass yet, because she kind of really just being all the way open with it. So I guess we'll see. Queen Stevie says, and another thing, there is no gay agenda, but there is an agenda where black straight men, some of them want to hold on to power, cis hetero supremacy. And like I said, for me with the gay agenda, I already broke that down. I feel like there's two gay agendas. The first one is the regular schmegular everyday gay agenda, girl. We just want to be able to have the right to marry who you want to marry, to be able to have the legal protections that come with that, to be able to adopt children, and basically just have the same privileges as everybody else, especially if I'm paying money. So if I'm not gonna be, if you're not gonna validate my queerness, bitch, then there needs to be tax exempt or something. I need to keep all my coin. You ain't gonna sit up here suppress me and keep all my coin. That don't work that way. Okay. And the other agenda again is the government or the powers that be agenda, which again is to monopolize on every aspect of our lives. Okay, every single aspect of our lives, down from the pharmaceutical, down to entertainment, down to food. Every aspect of our lives, unfortunately, are controlled by something. And when they did this slavery, the inception of America with slavery, again, that was the blueprint that has been placed on every single group of people, which is why, unfortunately, instead of us having conversations and having critical thinking, we'll just argue and going back and forth with each other, feeding into the stuff that they also play both the torturer and the remedy to. It's like being pimped the fuck out and can't escape. Ron says, since she has not been, oh, yours, I already read that. Harold said, bruh, I can't listen to them ninjas for too long. They'd be on some pure BS. That's why I only use a clip. Because going forward, none of the individuals over there has really proven that they are emotionally aware or intelligent. So until they do that, they ain't gonna have no conversations with me unless it's on a neutral platform and they just pull the hell up. Now, as far as over here, we're talking the chat. But as far as on the panel, no, pimping, not yet until y'all get y'all shit together. Because if Bubzdagawd come up there a third time, baby, that's gonna be y'all most viewed video. And some of y'all gonna want to see about me in real life. I think one of them live in Detroit, so you know. Stevie says, in the US, domestic violence disproportionately affects ethnic minorities. Among ethnic minority groups, African American and Native American men and women are most likely to experience domestic violence. Deshaun says, do you ever think that Diddy had some personal experiences in his life and he's lashing out on everyone else because of maybe his sexuality or more? That I do not know. I would hope that Diddy would talk to a therapist and get all this shit out. I have no idea. That could be the case. I don't know. Ron says, what is so ironic is that even these saviors are up to, did you put something else? Up to no good. Most of this is based off pettiness and revenge, despite their contributions trying to appear humane themselves. Wow. Deshaun says, I just want to know why Diddy is like this. There's got to be something in his life on why he's doing what he's doing. Yeah, and again, those conversations can only happen if Diddy is willing to be open and honest about his own life. You know? But one thing that I guess I will suspect, again, if you're going to speak personally, I suspect, again, it's the money, it's the power that comes with the money. Again, you have people around you who want to be connected to you for many reasons. A lot of times it's not really for who you are, it's for not who you are as a person, but who you are as the entity that everybody knows, and what they can benefit from you and what they can gain and garner from you. And there are some people who live in that type of understanding and feel like they'll never really receive people in their life who really love them. And the people who really love them are the ones that would tell their ass no sometimes, especially when they know they're in the wrong. So when you don't have that, you're left up to your own devices. And I think Harold or Ron, one of y'all said it, that eventually you will become a monster. And I believe that's one of the reasons. Now, as far as the sexual aspect part, I don't know. If anything, I think the most important thing shouldn't be focusing on Diddy's sexuality. It should be focusing on the actions that he has done to other people. Again, in the court of law, you don't listen to he say, she say, we say, hearsay. You listen to the facts that are being provided in court, and then you go based off of that until you reach a level where you believe it beyond a reasonable doubt. So until that happens, you know, but in reference to the whole domestic abuse situation and BMU's response, his opening initial response to that, this is the time for black men to stand up and be like, okay, we not like that man. To the point to where we're also gonna hold that man accountable, because we don't do that. Because again, if that's not who you really are, you need to let these niggas know that. But I mean, they continue to make the same excuses they did. You know, Cassie chose this. You know, Cassie, she went back. You know, you get your ass beat severely in 2016, but in 2017, you got this $300,000 purse. You on the yacht, you on this stuff. Again, missing the context and the nuance. Where's the news articles like I read? Where are the documents like I read a little bit of? Like, where are those things that more than just hearsay? Now, if it's just a commentary channel where we just share our points and our opinions, okay, that's cool. And again, it's public, so you open yourself up for people to also respond to your public opinions. But since we're talking about smoke and level, why are you not having that same smoke for Diddy, but y'all have that same smoke for Billy Porter? You'll have that same smoke for Lil Nas X. You'll have that same smoke for this quote unquote gay agenda that y'all believe that is happening. And again, y'all are the men, right? Y'all say I'm not. Y'all saying I'm trans. I'm TS Bubs. I want to be a woman, according to some of y'all. So since y'all the real men, why are y'all not doing the real man shit, like holding another nigga accountable who is destructive? Oh, it's because some niggas low-key want to be like him. Interesting. Let me see. Ron says, I already read that, sorry. Let me see. Okay, well, let's get into one more thing before we are done. Okay, the first thing that I want to speak about is Diddy's response to the video. He came out and he gave his own apology. Let's take a listen to the apology again. The apology that we're listening to is via Jerome Tramiel. He is a queer activist that I follow on Instagram. I really like a lot of his posts and the way that he thinks. So we're going to take it from his Instagram page. Let's take a listen to Diddy's response of him saying that he is sorry.
My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I'm truly sorry.
First of all, this is when you can discover that when certain things are released to the press, that a press person wrote it, and this is coming from their own mouth. You can tell the difference. I'm just confused. If you know that it was disgusting then and it's disgusting now and you are accountable, I'm curious to know. I wish Diddy would explain. I know it would ever happen, but I would like to know, and I would like to ask him, Diddy, what does your version of accountability look like? What does it look like? If you're holding yourself accountable for this, What does that look like? Does that mean that you're going to come forward and tell the truth about your stuff? Because you already know that the floodgates is about to open. So are you going to walk in truth and the redeeming quality that Christ says that you have, especially now that you legally changed your name to love? So now you got to walk in it. That's the gag. You changed your name legally to love, and now you got to walk in love, and we gonna see. Because love shouldn't do that. Love shouldn't be beating people's asses like that. Love shouldn't be stealing from other people. Love shouldn't be destroying other people. Love shouldn't be doing all of that. Let's take a look at what he said previously. Before the video came out, Diddy said this: "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroying my reputation and my legacy. Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for my truth." Then we got Diddy, who again, out of his mouth, stated and said,
My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Right.
I take full responsibility for
You take full responsibility, but everything was a lie.
my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I'm truly sorry.
And you know why Diddy was able to do this? It's because, again, Diddy ended up beating a few other charges against him. But again, when you have the opportunity to learn the first time, and you don't learn the first time, and you had an opportunity to learn the second time, and you ain't learned the second time, and then you had an opportunity to learn the third time, and you ain't learned the third time, there will eventually come a time where you will learn, and this is it, hopefully. Now, the last thing I want to talk about before we end this live is a post that Bondi Blue put up. Shout out to her. Allegedly, Kelly Price wants the Holy Ghost to change Diddy. Y'all really make me hate religion. If someone was to change from being a monster, it would only be after an extreme dark night of the soul. It takes work for one's own will to change, not something that can simply be prayed for. Now, if she is talking about prayer as far as helping or sending Diddy energy to strengthen him through that extreme ego death, which would look like being open, which would look like being honest, which would look like dealing with reconciliation and whatever the accountability looks like after that. That is what a dark night of the soul will do for you. It will get you to try to love yourself through the midst of all the things that you did, because the hardest thing that Diddy is going to struggle with is loving himself, because now of his lack of self-love and the lack of emotional awareness and the lack of emotional intelligence, he now has to deal with what he unconsciously, and in some cases consciously, the mess that he has laid and brought forth his own life as well as the lives of other people. And again, this whole, oh, I'm gonna pray for you type of stuff, y'all don't even really sit down, close your eyes, and really even pray for a nigga. Y'all would just say that shit in passing. If you want to pray and want the Holy Ghost to change Diddy, Ask the Holy Spirit to give Diddy courage to walk in his truth, which is going to be terrifying for him. And that he has the strength to be able to endure it and to come out as a new creature. Somebody was, I think Bondi Blue even said it on her other Instagram before, or other Instagram post, shall I say, sorry, before I went live the second time around, where someone had, let me see if I can pull it up actually. Let me do that real quick. And then I'm gonna get into your comments and then I'm gonna be out because I'm kind of hungry, no shade. I ain't eating nothing all day yet. Let me see. Bondi. Where is Miss Baloo? Where's she at? There we go. Yeah, where's it at? Dr. Umar Johnson said this. And again, a broken clock is right twice a day because he still got to get money for this damn school. It says, and it reads, I'm not going to give this too much energy as we have far more important issues to address than what happened 10 years ago. I hope you remember the same thing when white people said it about reparations, Dr. Umar Johnson. However, this isn't the end for Diddy. TD Jakes will help him set up his own megachurch. He will be saved and baptized and will probably make more money as a pulpit pimp than he ever has as a mogul. Puffy will rise from the ashes, born again. And no shade, I can see that happening. Because unfortunately, organized religion seems to be a breeding ground for all type of behavior that Diddy does. It's just the fact that the church has, quote unquote, the decency to do it behind closed doors without cameras around. Because even they scared of the cameras in church now, when that is the place of truth. If anything, all the cameras should be at the church, hearing what you have to say in reference to a word from the Lord. And the one thing with organized religion is that a lot of them are realizing that they didn't really have a connection to God for real in reference to the aspect of love and affirming other human beings like Christ did. Now, I believe that Diddy, in my closing thoughts, I believe that Diddy can be reformed. Diddy can be recalibrated. Diddy can face and go through reconciliation. But this thing is so deep, like even talking about it in the way that I'm talking about it, it's like still scratching the tip of the iceberg. There are other people that are connected to Diddy who would not want Diddy to talk. Remember all those networks and connections? They all have something in common, and that's profit. That's getting something from it. If Diddy ass ends up going to court or taking a plea bargain or willing to get a lesser sentence by speaking, and see, there are some things that's going on with Diddy on the back end that we're not even privy of because we don't even know the extent and how deep this shit is. To where possibly his motherfucking life could end up being taken away from him. We saw what the fuck happened with Jeffrey Epstein, allegedly, with him being unalived in his prison cell mysteriously. And I also think that we as a community, we also need to learn what reconciliation is too. We got to be able to give people the opportunity to change as well. Because a lot of us will write a motherfucker off one time and that will be their story forever. Nobody deserves that. But let this be a wake-up call to, even if this is a human thing, we're going to make it more personal when it comes down to the black community. Let this be a wake-up call to black people, especially black men. It would be wise for y'all to find a way to de-gay or remove the gay aspect from emotional awareness and intelligence and really indulge in that and get you some. Because if Diddy had emotional awareness and intelligence for real, he would not be in the predicament that he is in now looking a complete fucking fool, still believing that he is going to, all this stuff is going to pass from him. Nah, pimping. This is the age of Aquarius, the age of accountability, the age of justice, the age of information. And there are going to be a lot of people who are going to grow into positions of power, who have been hurt, used, and abused, and will turn around and become a goddamn monster themselves. We as a community have to really inject love, unconditional love, which means that I'm going to find a way to love you through your fucking mess. It's time for black people to bring the neighbor back in hood again, instead of it being the fucking hood with no neighbors. And BMU and platforms like BMU, I really want y'all to grow in your emotional awareness and intelligence. You have an individual over there by the name of Dr. Nakumbe. Y'all need to really sit down and talk to him and really figure shit out. Because some of y'all ideologies, unbeknownst to y'all and unconsciously to y'all, are fueling individuals who think like Diddy. And there's a bunch of Diddies. Meaning there's a bunch of human beings who are broken on the inside. Who are in this belief, in this illusion that they're disconnected, so they use money, power, and privilege and control in order to feel something. Nah, pimping, you're gonna have to let all that shit go and feel whatever it is that you're running away from. And until black men at large starts developing mental and emotional awareness, these motherfuckers should not be leading at all. Because they'll fuck around and lead us off a cliff. If we look at human history and see how a lot of men's ruling has brought humanity, baby, maybe it's time for women to also be in positions of power to lead as well. I mean, they already geared, according to some of y'all talking points, learning how to keep a house going by her damn self, doing all the work. So if she can run a damn house, I'm pretty sure she can run her fucking country. It's like a big ass house with a bunch of big ass kids doing a lot of big ass dumb shit. Read the rest of y'all comments and then we'll be done. Let me see. Hold on one second. Not Harold saying, call Stephen Jordan. Who is Stephen Jordan? Harold says, at Queen Stevie, to me, him ironically preaching a sermon about that in the midst of all of this is an implication to having dealings with this person. Ron says, I'm not talking about preachers. I'm talking people like a Jaguar, right, or a Charleston White, or even a Cat Williams. Oh shit. Stevie said, I totally could see that, Harold. I've had my reservations about TD and in real life, all of them. Ron says, I've always said that these extremists will take the matter into their own hands if their god Trump is not put in office. Lord, the saddest part is a lot of people blame homosexuality for everything, but then they skip over everything of what's going on when it comes to women suffering, saying no Diddy. Queen Stevie says, exactly, Ron, and they are extremely dangerous. We'll do I guess it was we'll do anything possible to get that man back in the White House. Harold says, and I'm taking notes. Just sit back and observe and watch all of the ones standing firm with Puffy and coming up with any and every kind of excuse they can. Ron says, rumor has it Kim Porter, Diddy's ex-wife's best friend, claims that Diddy used to let Cassie disrespect her. Oh, wow. Queen Stevie says the statistics on domestic violence in the United States are disturbing. 1 in 3 women and 1 in 10 men will experience domestic violence in their lifetime. Each year, domestic violence is estimated to 10 million people. Wow. Y'all going fast in these comments. I was kind of holding back a little bit. Ron says, my question is now that Diddy is finally exposed, will this be his advantage to bring everyone down with him? It's checkers, not chess. The king will always win. Well, I think you meant it's chess, not checkers. That's what I'm guessing. I don't know. I could be wrong. But I mean, I don't know. Like I said, we'll see. We'll definitely see what's going on. Like, some people will save face. Like, shit finna fall, pimping. Shit finna fall. Harold says, where's the apology for Cassie, though? In that video, when he said, I'm sorry. And now the video is out. Now you apologize, and you can keep your apology. Keep it, put a stamp on it, and put it in the mailbox, and send it back to yourself all over again. We don't want it. Get him out of here. Okay. Queen Stevie also says, Kelly, no ma'am, at this point you're doing the same thing that Jill Scott is doing when she was out here defending Chris Brown. Ron says, Harold, I know. Look at the last comment. Sorry, hold on. Harold says towards Ron, we're seeing a sequence of men who are standing in solidarity with him so firmly because they don't want their truth to be exposed to this extent. Ooh, Stevie says this is all the more reasons why queer people have such a horrible relationship with religion, because of people like that. Ron says, I know it's the straight toxic masculinity that some involves the disdain for femininity, women and gay men, with a splash of pent-up suppressed homosexual tendencies. Look, I already shared my thoughts on it, y'all. What are y'all thoughts? Continue to leave it down in the description box below. Okay, if you can, please make sure you hit that like button because it helps this channel to grow in the algorithms. All right. If you like the vibe over here on Bubzdagawd, please make sure you hit the subscribe button as well as notification bell. If there's anything in this live that stuck out to you that you want to share on your own social media platforms to continue these conversations, please screen record them and tag me in them. I am Bubzdagawd everywhere. If you feel compelled, you can definitely hit that Cash App, $Bubzdagawd. And I want to say in closing, Cassie, thank you for being strong in who you are. I know it could be terrifying being in connection with a man that you don't want to be done with, but he ain't done with you. And just knowing that at every step could possibly be your last, because this man has power, he has influence, he has connections, and she literally stated that in the documents. But because you were willing to walk in your truth, even though society will try to drag you for it, even though walking in your truth will open up a can of worms on everybody else's stuff, because you're making a choice to heal in this way is going to bring forth healing for other people. And I'm seeing there are different aspects of healing. At this point, I'd rather people just heal. Please just heal. That is the point. Everybody just heal. Heal. Find your way of healing so that you can be a better person. So thank you, Cassie, for standing up. Thank you for opening up the door. We see what's going on now, and everything is falling. And like I said, y'all better learn to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, you are going to count yourself out of all the blessings that God, Source Universe has for you. And some of us gonna have to go to hell before we get to heaven. Again, to Bondi Blue's point, some of us are gonna have the dark night of the soul. I had one in 2018 that was transformative and was the catalyst for me to be the Bubzdagawd that I am today. And there will be levels to, update and maintain that, but to go through the dark night of the soul with love so that you can create your own anchor in the mess, so that no matter where the mess throws you around, you'll still have an anchor. And all that mess that's throwing you around is literally the swamp being drained, so that it's just you. Okay, so we're going to continue to keep our eye on this. I'm kind of curious because I'm pretty sure the individuals are having their ear to the ground. They listening to shit, so I know that they probably watching. So I'm kind of curious to see if y'all gonna continue to give y'all perspective on it now that you've kind of been called out for it. I'm just saying. And again, I give those individuals the freedom and the right to use any of my content for some of their commentary if they so choose to. I understand this is a public platform. I can't give it out and can't take it back. You know what I'm saying? But if we're really trying to have real ass conversations and healing shit, then let's really do that. But we need people to be honest. And y'all got some work to do in y'all honesty, no shade. But again, shout out to King Ron, shout out to King Harold, shout out to Queen Spicy, shout out to King Deshaun, shout out to Lynn Ray, shout out to everybody who came through, shout out to the replay gang. And until next time, I'm going to play the lasting part of this song by Lil Blood called the Domestic Violence Song. Okay, I'm going to play a little bit of that, and then we're going to go ahead and call it a night. Until next time, everybody, peace. Hold on, wait a minute. Did you put the number? I think you did, Queen Stevie, for those who are dealing with domestic violence, because if so, I kind of want to read that out. There we go. Yep. Don't be afraid to reach out if you are suffering with domestic violence, regardless of you being male or female. Don't be afraid to reach out to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which is 1-800-799-7233. That is 1-800-799-7233 or 1-800-SAFE. Okay. And until next time, y'all. Peace.
Blowing up your mama like mama, we have power.
Pull up in the driveway to see all of my shit packed. Bounce out, tripping like, bitch, you better put my shit back.
I'm tired of fucking yelling them. I'm supposed to be changing for you, and you're not fucking doing anything to help me change or help change this relationship.
Do you want to go somewhere?
No, I want to fucking rest at your house and hang out with you like we're supposed to.
I want to go home.
Why?
Parents fight, cats fight.
Who gives a shit? You don't care.
I don't care.
No, you don't.
We in this shit for life. It ain't no leaving me. We argue, fuss, and fight, but it ain't no leaving me. Bitch, I put this on my life. It ain't no leaving me. Before you leave, I take your life. Bitch, it ain't no leaving me.